When a heat wave moves in, for older adults, it's not just uncomfortable, it can become dangerous, even inside the house. And here's what makes it tough. Your body may not cool down like it used to, and some medications can make overheating more likely. Dr. Ray, how do you know when it's too hot? And what are the first signs it's time to get help?
Well, as we get older, our regulation temperature and all that is off. And so the body system at cooling it's really less efficient. So it's quicker for us to become dehydrated. And so especially in the older person, you might see some behavioral changes. So you have to take note. There's also insensible losses that people don't think about. When it's really hot, we're sweating and things like that, and we just can't bounce back and cool as we get older. So when you start to see, they may be nauseated or headaches, some dizziness and things like that, but when you start to see changes in breathing, or one big thing is they're not sweating anymore. That's just as dangerous as not being able to cool off, or especially if you see behavioral changes or confusion.
So dehydration could maybe be a huge first warning sign.
It's a huge thing in the elderly population, because a lot of times I tell people it's very hard to get the fluids to catch up when you're behind. Right. And so you have to look at how they're acting. Something is happening right here, and you need to figure out what it is, because their leadway, they don't have a lot of leadway.
And I'm glad you mentioned disorder of the brain. When someone has dementia, because the brain is affected, the brain is the control center. So it controls your body temperature as well. And it controls your body's ability to regulate those temperatures. So with someone with dementia, not just elderly, but with dementia, you're now adding on a two-factor worry. So those people are even more fragile, and they're more susceptible to these heat issues.
Right. And I also see there's a financial issue. They're come from old school. They don't want the electric bill to go up. They want to save their money. How many houses have we gone into where it's like 94 degrees? I had one that literally had the temperature at 94 degrees. So I think it's important to recognize that. And then I like what you were saying about having someone know you, like to have someone be checking on you, and you can say to them, keep an eye on me. Because I know I like it balmy in the home, and I might need some help in that. And also being on the police wellness checklist, if you have that in your area, so they can keep an eye on you. At least there's a daily check, so if you did run into trouble, at least you have a backup plan.
Right. And if you're not wanting to spend the money on the air conditioning, and a lot don't, you can always use cool cloths, wrap a damp cloth around your neck, in your pits, places where you're going to cool off that blood while it's circulating. It's going to help cool the body down. And if you find somebody that's overheated, then you can also do that as a rescue and to cool off quicker.